Awesome. So tonight I wanted to talk to you guys about the roller coaster of coaching. And I think this is a perfect timing because I kind of got a similar message across the board from everyone on the team that this month of August has really been a struggle for a lot. And we got a lot of rejections this month. We got a lot of people saying, no, not right now. I got to save up for, my kids going to school, or even some of the challenge groups got really quiet just because people are putting in those last minute vacations, and all of a sudden their fitness, their health, everything is on the bottom of the list. And to us, it's kind of like we kind of feel stumped because we want to help those people continue on the right path and say, you know what, you don't have to take a break just because all these other things all these other things in your life are keeping you busy. This should be a part of your everyday life, and not everyone sees it that way. So I know a lot of us had a couple of ups and downs this month. So I thought this would be the perfect topic to share with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Like I said, I got fancy today. A little PowerPoint. Share screen. Okay, and let's do slideshow. Wow, I haven't used one of these in so long, guys. I can't remember. Macau, unmute yourself and tell me how I'm doing this.
On the bottom, you see that little icon that has the slideshow?
On the bottom.
To the right. To your left. Yeah, there, right there.
Okay. Sorry, the bottom of my screen, I can't see well. It's dimmed because Tristan threw my laptop, so the light doesn't work on my right-hand side. So I'm like a good old lady. Okay, nevertheless. So like I said, I want to talk to you guys tonight about roller coaster of coaching. So wanted to, we all kind of go on this same path and having a lot of highs and a lot of lows during coaching. And where most of us, if you're actively working the business, you're going to get the highs and lows within 1 month, if not within 1 week, and sometimes even within the same day. So of course, we all start out not only as a new coach, but even in the beginning of the month, with initial excitement. Like, you're ready to go, you're ready to rock it, clean slate, let's do this. If you're a new coach, you're just like, all right, I got this. This is going to be so much fun. And then we get up into that high of when we get that first paid client, or that first person that really signs up with us. Even the first person that signs up in the month, and it's like, all right, awesome. I'm on a high. And then all of a sudden we take this big dip into the rejection land, right? We get a lot of no, not right now, or even better, we get a lot of crickets and people are not responding. And then what happens is we fall into this section of kind of self-doubt, and we're doubting ourselves and doubting what we have to offer to other people. Even though it has no reflection on us, we just always obviously want to hear yes. Yes is something more positive than a no, or not right now, or like I said, a no response. And then we kind of get a little bit more back up into a slight high that we inspired someone, right? Whether it might be a post that you did, whether it be, someone that you spoke to, or even if you just got a random message from a current challenger that said, thank you so much for continuously running these groups. And sometimes what happens as well is if you are getting a lot of people responding, you're getting a lot of people signing up, and all of a sudden you had this high, and all of a sudden you're back down and feel like, oh my gosh, I have to start all over again. You slightly get a little bit frustrated. I know in the past, some of you guys have hit like Success Club 10, you've hit Emerald ranking, and all that stuff happened in a month, and the next month happened, and it's almost like you have that expectation for it to be there, but somehow, some way within it, you're not keeping that momentum to keep it going. Or it's okay to say the momentum could slow down a bit. Let me absorb everything I have. But again, when you're on that high and you're constantly getting the good stuff and things coming to you, it can get a little frustrating when it slows down a bit. And then it's like a little loop here, right? Again, you got Success Club, maybe you even signed up a new coach. And then the slump comes when you get a customer returning something. Like, that really stinks, especially when you don't expect it. The worst is when you check into your coach online office and you get someone who made a return, and it's like, man, like, they didn't even tell me about it. Or I actually had someone last week make a return that was actually a Beachbody lead who's never responded to my messages. And what's even worse about it was that I didn't even remember her name, because she bought Shakeology back in April. Yeah, that was a low blow. So think about it, guys. A couple months later, I was definitely not expecting that return. So customer returns do happen. It is a part of it. Again, it does become a part of our down or our low moment, but just know that it's something that you have to keep plowing through. And this is normal. A lot of us tend to see successful coaches, whether you follow them on Facebook or you're listening to them on the National Wake Up Call, or you find them across on YouTube and you're like, man, they've got all this great material, they got all this great stuff, they're 5-star, 6-star, 15-star diamond, why not me? And they're not struggling as much as I am. The reality of it is that they're probably struggling even more so. It's just that people don't always show their struggles. People don't always show what is happening behind the scenes, what's going on in the trenches. They're showing like, yeah, man, I did this, I got this, and look how far it brought me. So I always like to say not to compare someone's front door to your back door, because again, no one really focuses on what is, what the struggles are, what our challenges are on a daily basis. So I put a little quote here on the bottom. I'm a big fan of Darren Hardy and his latest book, The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, which is the activities you are most afraid of are the activities that can cause a breakthrough in your success, and step into them. So we're going to dive a little bit more into that about, stepping away from our failures, stepping away from things that we may not want to do, but those are things that can be a part of our breakthrough. So never stop learning and never stop doing. The first thing I want to say is be proactive and a master in your business. Notice I capitalize your business. I've said it before and I'll say it again, guys. Anyone can sell P90X. Anyone can sell Insanity, but no one can share who you are and what your story is. We all have a different story. We all have a different personality type on this call right now, and even amongst our team. When you become a master at sharing your story and sharing who you are and sharing your struggles as much as you're sharing your success, that shows proactivity, and that shows that you're continuing to learn about you, and other people are going to want to be a part of that too. The second thing is to implement and take action. You have so many resources at your fingertips. It really, guys, you should totally be taking advantage of them. If you're not already enrolled in a 21-day Smart Start program, enroll in it. There's no time slot that says you have to enroll on this one specific day. You have to be done on this one date. You can enroll whenever you want. You can do your assignments whenever you please to. You can finish it as soon or as long as you like. It's all there for you. And there are literally so many great tools, tips, resources, advice there for building your confidence, setting up challenge groups, handling rejections, sealing the deal. There's also in the Coach Online office, there's training tools and resources there as well based on your rank. So if you're an active coach, go ahead and take a gander and see what are the things that you should be doing as an active coach. Same thing for an Emerald coach, Ruby, and all the way up through 15-star. They have it all outlined there. Those are things for you to take advantage of. I'm a big addict lately of YouTube. Look up different Beachbody coaches on YouTube. Find the ones that you connect well with. You guys hear me say it over and over again. I'm a huge Christina Delgado fan. I'm actually subscribed to her YouTube channel, so I always get an alert when she has a new video up, and I just constantly am learning from her. She's someone that I've been able to take away so much, and that's where the opportunity calls have been outlined from, is from what she shared. So, find other coaches that you connect well with, whether it be that stay-at-home mom or that work for full-time mom, like Andrea Crowder used to be a working full-time mom. If you're someone, fresh out of college, follow Joelle Matson, or I think her new last name is Seuss. She just got married. If you're someone who battled with depression, Brigitte Linford is amazing to follow. And this way it can kind of inspires you and gives you ideas, and you can hear things from a different way. And when you're hearing things and you're learning things, that leads me to the next thing is share and inspire others, the team, with everything that you learn. There's a lesson in every moment of success and every moment of failure. And every time you hear something, like I said, from a YouTube video or that you read off your personal development, share it with the team. It's all about contributing. It's all about learning. And that's only going to make you a stronger leader in the long run. And then again, another quote from Darren Hardy, because Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, guys, is like the most amazing book ever. So follow your own path, not the Joneses. this struck to me because it's so easy to see, again, what other Beachbody coaches are doing. And it's like, oh, I'm going to do that too. Oh, they made that post about getting a free Fixate cookbook if they, sign up for their next challenge group. And the secret lingo in that is that they're buying a challenge pack as well. And all of a sudden it didn't work for you, but on their post or their, Facebook or Instagram, however they shared that, they got all these likes, they got, 35 plus responses, and you got crickets. Because you're not following your own path. You're not making it into your own words or to your own, fitting to who you are and your style. So listen to your own gut, your own heart, and not the ambitions of others. Don't let fear, envy, or social pressure cloud your vision. And I think that's huge because a lot of us do allow fear or envious of other people cloud our vision, and where we can take this coaching opportunity, where we can take our own businesses and the path that we want it to go to. So what's holding you back? Regardless who you are, there is something that's holding you back in this business. There's no one yet working that can say, I'm doing this at my 110% full potential. There is something deep down inside us that says, you know what, I'm not sure what my friends are going to say about this. I'm not sure what my family members are going to say about this. What if my coworkers, judge me for this? You all of a sudden have these own fears, these doubts, and these insecurities that make you have this block, or, you have this fork in the road. It's like, which direction am I going to choose? Am I going to go the safe zone where I'm not going to be judged and I'm just going to sprinkle it in a little bit here and there about what I'm doing with this Beachbody opportunity? Or if I'm going to take the different road and I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to push that fear aside. I'm going to put the doubt aside. I'm going to put the insecurity aside, and I'm going to rock this with confidence. And along the way, it's okay that I make mistakes. It's okay that I fall, a little bit on my face. I'm going to do this no matter what. And I want to dive into this a little bit more because I know not everyone has 110% support system at home. And maybe you don't have a complete support system from your spouse or a family member or, again, even your coworkers or any kind of friends, any of your friends. In the beginning, as a coach, Brian was, all right, like, cool, have fun with this. And the more time I was putting into this, he actually started kind of saying, you know what, is this really worth it? Do you really want to be doing this? And almost not wanting to hear about Beachbody at all. There came a point in our time in our household that Beachbody could not be spoken about. A Shakeology box came in the mail and it was like, hide it as quickly as possible. Because again, guys, it was something that he didn't want to hear about it. He didn't want to speak about it. He didn't want to see apparel about it. He didn't want us to be doing the workouts on it. He just wanted nothing to do with it at all. And there's a ton of reasons behind it that I'm not going to go into on this call tonight, but it kind of made me feel like I didn't have that extra support or, that system that I felt like I needed at home to vent when I had a day of rejections, where I had a day that I didn't feel like things were going good. Or even when I said, yes, oh my gosh, I signed up a new coach. And it was like, womp womp. Okay, cool. All right, move on to the next conversation. And, as time has gone on and he sees now where this opportunity can take us, he sees that the team is growing. I guarantee you, if I said a year ago, hey, I'm going to hold a team event at your studio, he'd be like, yeah, you're going to find another place. Now he's like, when's the next team event happening? Because he's seeing it unfold. But what happens is we all get addicted into this business. Somehow, some way, we find this addiction in it. And it's almost like a secret addiction, right? Because our fear is still there. Our doubt is still there. And we're putting 100% internally and about 50% externally, right? Like, we're not doing all the social media posts yet. We're tapping in a little bit into personal development. There's still something there and there that's holding us back a little bit, but secretly we just can't wait to get on that computer and check in on our challengers, check in maybe on a team page, check in with other coaches. And all of a sudden you're putting in a lot of time and your significant other begins to resent it. And it happens to all of us. So just like you allow or allot a power hour time, guys, make sure you're allotting the time for your friends and your family and your significant other. Okay, it's really, really important to still maintain those relationships, regardless of them giving you that extra support on the Beachbody business. And maybe, when it comes to a certain point where you had a really proud moment, you could say, look, this is really important to me, and I really could use your support in this, and kind of provide that clarity to them and show them what your vision is in this. They will come around. But in the beginning, if you stay addicted to this business and you don't show them time for them too, and taking a time out from Beachbody, there will be resentment there, and you don't want that. Learn from my mistakes. And I know a few other coaches it's happened to as well. There's times that, your significant other, I know it's happened to me, Brian's called me and I'm like, yeah, I'll be right there. And all of a sudden I'm typing away and an hour and 15 minutes have passed by and he's snoring on the couch still waiting for me. And I'm like, damn, is he really going to realize it's been an hour and 15? Can I get away with saying that it was 15 minutes ago? So put a timer on, or, make sure you have those date nights or those girls' night out, whatever it is, to make sure that you're still having a balance. Because when you're showing that balance and you're showing that you're having fun, there's going to be less of a holdback and there's going to be more support from those that you need around you. Building confidence. So this is obviously a huge one for all of us. So I want to talk about filling your buckets and then preparing for the dips. So again, with highs and lows, it's really important that you're consistently, what I'll say, fill your buckets. Personal development, I turn blue in the face, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies, we don't have gentlemen on the call yet. Personal development is key. It's what's going to move you. And if you're not diving into it yet and you feel stuck in your business, it's why. It really, really is why. So if you are done with the slide edge, I will go ahead and post the next recommended read for September, but I definitely recommend You're a Badass, because it will just totally help you build your confidence. Visualize your why. Guys, if you haven't created a dream board yet, I really suggest you do so. And if you've created a dream board and you haven't shared it yet with your upline sponsor coach, you need to do so ASAP, because that's going to help you stay on track with why you're in this in the first place. It's going to help you stay on track with what the bigger goals are and the big picture is that you want to accomplish. So a dream board is so important. And guys, when you're creating that dream board, again, if you haven't done so yet, it is exactly what it says. It's a dream board. It's meant to put out big, what my mentor calls them, big, hairy, audacious goals. Go for it. Go for, I want to pay off $50,000 of student loan debt in the next year. Why couldn't you? I want to save up for a home, or I want to be able to save up for my kids' tuition or kids' activities. I want to have that vacation next year. I mean, most of you know this by now, but on my vision board for this year was to take 2 vacations. And we did so, or we're about to do so. We did Hawaii for 10 days with no kid. And now next month we are hitting up the Atlantis for a family vacation. And that was my big thing for this year, was I needed those 2 vacations for my family. And that's happening. So put it down, share it again with your sponsored coach. And if you need even extra support and accountability, go ahead and share that in our team page, because that's just going to inspire everyone else to get after their big goals and dreams and share too. So make sure you're constantly visualizing your why. For me, my dream board, man, I'm sure Brian gets sick of saying it because it's everywhere in this house. It's in my mini office. It's on my refrigerator, right on top of my freezer. So there's never a day that I don't see it. It's the cover of my binder. I have copies everywhere. It is constantly in my face, a reminder of what I'm working towards. The third thing is constantly plug in. You guys rock dialing into our team calls consistently. It's huge. And I know sometimes topics might not feel relevant to you or might not excite you as much, but your commitment and your consistency to always dial into these team calls, guys, are going to pay off in the long run. It's the same thing for events when we're doing team get-togethers or, Super Saturday or Super Sunday. It's going to pay off. And next year, going to Summit as well will be a game changer. And national wake-up call. It definitely should be a non-negotiable. That should definitely be something that you are constantly listening to. And, if there's something that you hear, just like I said beforehand, share it. The other day, Barra, posted in our team page and said, hey, if you guys didn't listen to the national wake-up call, I highly recommend you do so. Again, should be a non-negotiable. And that's why I stirred up the conversation and said, what were your top 3 takeaways? Go ahead and share your takeaways. Share your ideas and say, you know what, I heard this from the National Wake Up Call. Here's how I'm thinking about doing my own twist of it. Because that's the only way your ideas are going to continue to spin and grow. Keep it simple. This business is so easy to make complex and complicated, because all of a sudden we are saying, you know what, I want more of this. I want more for my business. And now all of a sudden it becomes more than of Facebook personal pages. Now we're thinking about the like pages and the Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn and a blog, and all of a sudden it's clutter in your head. So pick one thing, get really, really good and solid and consistent with it before you add on to the second thing, because it comes down to creating a system. And when you have a system, things are left simplified. So again, if you're not someone posting consistently on social media just yet, your goal should be posting one time per day on Facebook till you get used to that, or Instagram, whatever you're most comfortable with. Then increase it once you're consistent with that, 2 times per day, 3 times per day. Once you feel like you're getting a good solid foundation on that, then you say, all right, while I maintain my 3 posts a day on Facebook, now I'm going to post once on Instagram, twice on Instagram, and now all of a sudden it's a buildup. So keep it simple, guys. Reflect back into the Power of Threes document. Again, if it's not something that you're using, I highly recommend it, because that will keep things flowing and keep it simple. And then, of course, success partners, because there's nothing better in the world than to have someone that you can call and say, man, this really, really stinks. Like, this was a low blow to me, or, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I'm on a high from it. And, I'll give you guys an example myself. And I shared this with my Challenge Cup team on yesterday. The days are such a blur right now. So last week on Thursday, I signed onto the Coach Online office, and let's say it was a little bit of a shocker, and I lost my diamond ranking. I'm an Emerald coach, and it was definitely not something that I expected. I had 2 emeralds on my left leg that both pretty much went inactive, and it was something non-preventable. And yeah, it felt like a little bit of a setback, and I called my success partners right away on it. And I said, this totally blows. I work really hard, and I don't understand this. And, they were able to relate to me because the same thing had happened to them. And they basically, reinforced that rank is not everything. Rank does not define me as a leader. Rank does not define me as what I can do for my challengers, and that I'm going to keep pushing forward. And I shared it as well with my Challenge Cups, because I consider them now my success partners, because we just continue to share what our wins and our losses are and our goals. And, it was that extra boost that you're going to need. So, make sure that you're connecting not only with your upline sponsor coach, but also having a success partner that you can connect with, engage with, and someone who's in a similar position. Prepare for the dips. Just like I showed in that earlier slide, we've got our highs and we've got our lows. We're all going to have a fitness backslide. We're going to hit this plateau, or all of a sudden we're going to get bored of like at-home workouts. It happens. Let's just be real. No one's perfect. You might even at times feel like you're getting so busy, you don't have time to get your workout in, because you're really just building your business. Well, guess what? That's the backbone of it. That's the basis of it. So if you're feeling like you're having that fitness struggle, go to your sponsored coach. That's where you signed up with us in the first place, right? Was a challenge group, getting that fitness coaching advice. And whenever you're signing up a new coach, guys, don't ever lose sight of that. Don't ever lose sight how you initially brought them in. Don't always talk to that person about business. Talk to them about fitness. Talk to them about their nutrition. Talk to them about their family and everything else that's going on in their lives. But always make sure that you're giving that initial support where you met that person, you brought them involved in. Self-doubt. It's going to happen no matter what part of the business that you're at, whether you're in the beginning, whether you're 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years in. There's always going to be a part of you that's going to have this self-doubt. And it's about you just saying, you know what? I'm going to push this self-doubt aside, and I'm going to keep pushing forward, and I'm not going to stop until I get what I want in my life, until I hit those goals, until I provide my family with what I wanted to, until I provide my challengers with what I promised them to. Again, like I said, returns and cancellations, they're there, guys. Just embrace it. All right. There's always only so much you can do. Of course, reach out to that person who returned something, or they canceled their home direct order, and connect to them and get to know why. Why'd you return, Pio? And it turned out I had a woman who had plantar fasciitis, and it's like, I do too. And here's some recommendations that could have made it better. She ended up rebuying it and now loving it. You'll run into a lot of people who won't drink their Shakeology daily, and they'll say, yep, I canceled it because I have 2 bags on hand and I just can't drink all of this. And you're like, what do you mean you can't drink all of it? You're not drinking it every day? So again, know that that's a part of it. We talked about rejections. It happens. Rub it, guys, just shrug it off and just keep it moving. It's going to happen. And the more rejections you get, It just means the better months ahead that you're going to have. And I want to talk about distractions, because this is the perfect time to get distracted. Just like your challengers for you guys, it's the last, few weeks of the summer. We're hitting into Labor Day weekend. Everyone is just focusing on getting those last few beach days in, those last vacations in, getting ready for back to school time. And you might be running into that yourself. You might be saying, oh my gosh, I just don't have time for this right now. And that's a choice you guys are going to make. And it is easy to get distracted. Last year I had my engagement party, and we had 130 people over at my in-laws' house. And I was distracted by that. I really was. And my business took a dip, and I knew I was going to take a dip. But I think it's also about planning yourself ahead, right? Making sure that your power hour is a part of your daily to-do list. And if that's something that, again, you have these big goals and you're visualizing your why, really fighting hard to push away those distractions. But at the same time, guys, know when to take a break for yourself. Know when, a certain night of the week or a certain day of the week is where you're just going to unplug and focus on you, and not always just focusing on the business. Yes, consistency is key. Yes, stay committed and stay dedicated and stay determined. But you also need to know when just to say, you know what, I'm going to shut down for the next day, or even maybe 2 days, just to recharge myself, just to rethink things, just to get myself in the right mindset, just to do something for me. All right. So there's a difference between a distraction and just needing a little bit of a mental break. So just know what that fine line is in between there. Again, guys, it's a crazy ride. It goes up and down. Some of you might think, hey, you're crazy for doing this, and you are, and that's okay. It is not the norm job. It's not the everyday thing to do. And some people are going to look at you like you've got 5 heads and you're crazy because you're super passionate about this. Push that aside and just keep going. And when you're up at that top of that roller coaster and you feel like you want to scream on top of the mountains and say, oh my gosh, I did this. I just hit Success Club, or oh my gosh, I just got my first customer, or my first customer just sent me a message saying that they lost their first set of 5 pounds. There is nothing more than that makes you feel incredible than that. Share it with us. This morning, I got a message from one of my challengers, and I stepped out of my tracks because she said she had a confession to make. And this is her 4th month in a group with me. And her confession was that she didn't send her real before photo. She photoshopped the before photo, actually. But it wasn't major Photoshop, guys. Believe me, it wasn't. But the fact of the matter is that she unveiled today that when she first started with me, she was 311 pounds. And that was a number that she wasn't comfortable with sharing. And she suffered from a miscarriage, and she let her body go. And she basically felt like she was dead inside. I'm tearing up because this is what it's about. It's about creating that impact and creating a community for other people that is non-judgmental. And she finally felt comfortable and open enough to say that today she's 265 pounds. And she knows she has a way to go, but she's not giving up. And she said, thank you for not giving up on me. And that one note, guys, made me completely forget and could care less about my diamond ranking, because it made me say, you know what? I made a change on that one person, and I'm going to continue to make changes on other people too. And so never give up on this business, guys, because there are so many lives to impact. And I know sometimes we feel like this network is bombarded with over, 300,000 coaches. There are people out there for you to touch base with and connect and dig deep with. And don't ever give up on them, even when they don't respond back to your initial messages. All right. So enjoy the ride. We're in this together. Put your hands up when you feel like you're about to take that dip, and reach out to the team, because that's what we're here for. And let's continue to let everyone know that Team ReDefine is a strong freaking team, and we're here to help other people too. So I hope you guys feel inspired and motivated to make September a freaking kick-ass month, because it deserves, each and every one of you deserves so, and enjoy. And next week, we are actually going to have a guest speaker on the line, which I'm really excited about. She's actually someone from a different team, and she's got some awesome stuff to share with you guys. So we'll connect next Tuesday. Thank you all for dialing in, and my Challenge Cup people, stay on the call. Have a good night, guys.